was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Hello, Moto.
I'm playing with my ringtones. Hi, Mark. How are you?
That's your new ringtone?
Yeah, you like this? Check this out.
I love it.
Hello, Moto.
That's it. And then I have this one. Do you recognize that one?
I didn't hear that last one.
Let's do it again. Well, not that one. Can't hear that?
I can't hear that one.
I don't know. That's because that's the Jack Bauer one from 24.
What's it saying?
It's just
That one's
can't
not
hear that,
playing
really.
for whatever
Huh.
reason.
It's getting filtered out. Maybe that's
Hello, Moto.
that he hears.
Yeah. I may not have the rights to hear that.
No, I think this is an old person thing. I think I can only hear certain frequencies now. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I was just actually talking to a friend of mine that was talking about the hearing thing and stuff like that. Do you know that 50% of the people that have hearing problems that don't do anything about it, they will get Alzheimer's? There's a 50% chance of you not getting it if you get your...
You know what? Took you a minute to realize that. I'm a little worried now. No, I get Alzheimer's.
Is that what he said?
There's a big
Moto.
gap
I
there
love
in
that.
the... hello, Moto.
Was that supposed to be... Is that a... Okay, first of all, excuse my oldness,
Oh, my God.
but Hello Moto, is that like from one of those, what do they call those things?
Motorola phones. That's from an old Motorola phone.
Okay, so that's what I
Yeah.
thought it was. It's not from one of those kid cartoons.
Well, you
with
know
the-
what? No. No, it's either from a Motorola phone. It might be from a Nextel. I never had Nextel. Somehow I think that you had Nextel because it was cheap.
Yes, I did have Nextel.
How did I know?
I had the walkie-talkie phone.
That's how did I know?
I kept it. Do you know what it was?
What? It's a fucking walkie-talkie that works in the cell system.
It was a dark, beautiful cobalt blue with the number 2 on it that said Miller Lite Racing.
Oh, so you got a free
signed by
phone.
Rusty Wallace.
So you got a free phone from Rusty Wallace.
Yes, I did.
For those of you who don't know, because you have a life, Rusty Wallace was a NASCAR driver 40 years ago.
2-time Winston Cup champ.
How do you know that? Did you have his jacket and his shirt too?
Yeah.
Oh, my
I
God.
may or may not have a pair of his underwear.
Oh. Suddenly regret this phone call podcast.
No, but all kidding aside about the Moto, yeah, the Motorola is... I remember my first phone was a Motorola.
Oh, yeah. Is that back when they tied two cans together with some string? Is that what they called it?
Ahoy! Ahoy!
Ahoy, hoy. Fun fact, Mark.
They were a big, gigantic... It looked like a block radio from Vietnam.
Yeah, that's probably because you were in Vietnam.
No, I'm not that old.
Okay.
I was 10 during Vietnam.
Okay.
Missed it by
Long
this
time.
much.
Missed it by 8 years. 8 years, tout beaucoup.
But, I had a flip phone from Motorola.
Yeah, we all had those.
Loved that phone.
Yeah, that was the best phone. I think the one that I loved was the it was the Motorola Razr. The
Yes.
RAZR.
R-A-Z, yes. And
So
I guess they're bringing the Razor back.
It's already back, but it's nothing like that. It's like a foldable screen phone. It doesn't really work. They break all the time.
Oh, no.
And
Dang
it's
it,
it's only Android.
I was
But
on
would
to
you-
a new toy.
Would you like to hear a story about a temper tantrum I had that actually worked for the only time in my life? It involves a Motorola Razr phone.
What did you do?
I had this freaking phone, and it would just freeze all the time. Somebody would call, and I would open it up, and it would just be
Right.
like, some completely. It would still be ringing, but everything was frozen, and none of the buttons worked. So after about the 10th time of it doing it, I was in my office at work, and I was like, God damn it. And I threw it at the wall about 10 feet away from where I was as hard as I possibly could, and it shattered into about 16 pieces. right as my big 6'7" friend Elwood was coming around the corner, and he's just like, "Hey, is everything all right?" I said, "Dude, I wasn't throwing the phone at you. Don't kill me."
Where was this?
This was in my office at the TV station years ago.
Oh. So this isn't that long ago. This is within less than 20 years.
This is like 20. We haven't had these phones for like 20 years. It's been a long time since we had Razor phones. So I whip it at the wall, and it shatters into a bunch of pieces. And I'm like, there, that'll fix it. Now I have to get a new phone. So just for funsies, I realized I didn't really break it that bad, and I was able to put it back together. And once I got the battery back in it, the thing was fine. I kept it for like 2 more years.
Oh, they made those phones really tough back then.
You could literally whip it at the wall in a fit of anger, and it would that would fix it. It was amazing.
This is so wild because in the free show prep I get, as you can tell by the show, it's free.
This whole show is free. My appearance here is free, by the way, which I don't do for everybody, Mark.
1 in 6 of us has broken a gadget in a fit of rage.
That's me. That's one of 2 of us.
It literally said, ever get so frustrated with your phone that you threw it across the room? Yes.
That is the only time that's ever happened to me, and I don't regret it.
A survey found that 1 in 6 of us have broken a gadget in a fit of rage, and it takes an average of 12 minutes for us to lose our cool completely at the tech and destroy it.
Yeah, well, that was about the millionth time that phone froze on me. And I was very forgiving toward that phone until that one moment when I probably hadn't had any coffee yet, and I was done.
I'm sure I threw something, but I just trying to, I was just, it would have to have been something that somebody else bought. I could never throw it.
Dude, I am not a temper tantrum kind of a person. I don't think. If I was, I think somebody would have told me by now.
Yeah.
But it was just that one moment where I was like, urge to kill rising. It's caught me on the wrong day, wrong morning. I don't know what it was, but
yeah, I've been mad at. I still get mad today because I don't really believe that at this point in our life and how long computers and Wi-Fi and everything's been available, that there'll be so much lag time, so many instances of lag time. Mm-hmm. Like when I'm trying to watch TV and it's got a buffer first.
Right.
And I mean, we should not be doing that buffering anymore.
And another thing, these handheld devices we have called iPhones and Androids, anytime they take more than a half a second to get me the answer, because it has to go from me to the phone to space and back, anytime it's not more than a half a second, I'm upset.
We've really become that kind of thing. Like they call it a microwave mentality, where we want everything instantly.
Yeah, that's microwave. That's what that is.
Yes.
Is that what it means? Now I got to look it up. Microwave personality. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, I think that's what it means, right?
No, I never heard that in my life. That's why I'm looking it up. The phrase microwave personality is often used to describe a fast-paced, results-oriented, somewhat impatient mindset. Well, you taught me something today, Mark.
Hey!
You know what? You know what we need to do? I need to see if ChatGPT knows about this. So let's see. Oh, come on. Don't give me an ad. What is this ad for? Image creation just got better. I'll try it later. So let's see if you're going to be surprised at the voice, too. But shh.
Oh, okay.
We got to get her to warm up here. Oh, I just gave it away. Why is it not working? This is because I denied its chance to try this new thing. All right, hit the button. There we go. There's my blue circle.
Hey, sounds like you're pressing a button or figuring something out.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to make you work. I have not heard the phrase before, microwave personality. Can you give me a definition for that, please?
Microwave personality isn't a standard term, but it could imply someone who's quick to react, or maybe someone who's a bit impatient, like how a microwave quickly heats things up. What context did you hear it in?
Nothing. I've never heard it before, and now my 78-year-old friend just taught me a new thing, and I'm frustrated with myself.
No worries. Learning new things from friends is always cool, no matter the age.
Tell him, Cove.
He's so much nicer to me than you are. You know what? You can be replaced, Mark, and will likely be by that right there, by ChatGPT.
So I do not want the fold-up phone. They're getting ready to come out with them. Or they know
you
they've
have
already
an-
been
well-
out, but they're
well,
getting
hold
ready.
on.
Apple's
you have
about
an
ready to
iPhone.
unleash theirs.
You have an iPhone. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You're going to get like the iPhone E because it was like your personality, cheap,
Yes.
and easy to find. Yeah, 'cause
Easy and economic.
economical. See, I taught you something. See what I did?
Yes.
Economical. So it's rumored. We don't know this for sure, but every fall, every September, October, whenever it is, Apple announces the new iPhone. And the last couple of iPhones have really been kind of that's so a slightly better camera, and that's about it. Well, it's got a faster processor. It was already fast. The last 3 years,
Yeah.
I think they've kind of. So I haven't gotten a new phone for a while, but they're promising us a revolutionary iPhone 17. And Apple did patent something that is a foldable phone, kind of like that Android phone that, frankly, doesn't work like most Android phones. Do you know how I can tell somebody is what they call a contrarian and somebody who just likes being difficult and just likes needle and stuff? Do you know how I can spot one of those people immediately? By looking at their phone. And if they have an Android phone in 2025, that person is a contrarian.
That's my son. He got rid of his Apple phone just to be difficult.
So I'm right. So my profiling here is spot on. Profiler. If I had a CB handle, my CB handle would be Profiler. What was yours again? You actually had a CB handle.
Firefall.
Firefall.
Break Y9 here. This is Firefall. Come on.
Makes me laugh every time I hear it.
Come on.
Hold Firefall. Are you as big of a pussy as your music? Come back.
I never even thought about that. That was really, I should have called myself Motorhead.
Oh, I'm so glad I was too young for CB. You know what happened? You know what the fall of CB radio. You know what created it, right?
The fall? I don't know. People got lives.
We're on it right now. The internet. The internet is the CB radio of the future.
I thought it was dead before then, but
Yeah,
it is
well,
true though. It was the same thing as you get with chat rooms and all that back in the 1990s. It's what
Yeah.
you were doing in the 70s.
Oh man, I'm worried I might be drawn up on HR related charges at work for something I said involving radios.
You got to be kidding.
It probably won't happen.
You have the golden ticket. How do you get
The
in trouble
guy-
for anything?
The guy thought it was funny, I hope. But so we have an engineer at work. I won't say his name. He's a super nice kid. He's in his early 30s and very sheltered. He walked by my office one day and I was listening to Pink Floyd. And I'm like singing along and I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on? And he asked me a question. I said, you like Pink Floyd? He's like, I don't know Pink Floyd. And I'm like, what?
How can you? Yeah, you got to know it.
What about Led Zeppelin? You know about Led Zeppelin? Nope, can't say that I do. What about the Beatles? You ever heard of the Beatles? Nope, haven't. Michael Jackson? Do you like that kind of music? Nope, can't say as I've heard of that. And I'm like, oh my God.
Boy.
Where did they grow you? I mean,
Yeah.
all right, I'm starting to think that he is either an alien or they kept him in a locked
What
under
about
some
the
stairs.
parents, though? I mean, seriously, like I learned.
I don't know.
You
I don't know
learned
his
music
parents.
from your parents.
He's a grown ass man. He's 31 years old. I can't ask him about his parents.
No, I'm just saying, but your parents bring you up and you listen to their music because you don't have a choice.
I know you're as surprised as I am that there is a 31-year-old man walking around
That doesn't
Florida
know
right
anything.
now. Doesn't know the Beatles or Led Zeppelin. He can fix the hell out of a computer. He
What
can
does
work
he
on
know?
transmitters. He's an engineer. He's an
Oh,
engineer.
well, yeah.
Do I need to say anything else? So anyway, we were talking about ham radios because I have my oh shit getaway bag just in case society crumbles, and in there is a portable ham radio. Even though I am not a licensed ham radio operator, I have no idea. Never taken the class, but I have it just in case the world goes to crap. And we were talking about ham radios, and he starts telling me about, I built my first ham radio when I was 13, blah, blah. Now I'm starting to understand why he doesn't know who the Beatles are. And he still has his ham radio. And then I saw his truck, and his truck has a personalized license plate with his ham radio call sign on it.
Oh.
And then it's like, it's all becoming clear to me now how you don't know who Pink Floyd is. Okay. And we were talking about this new ham radio I got, and I said, they have this thing called the internet now. So you don't have to sit in the basement and talk to other men on a radio.
Ouch.
You can talk to other men on a computer now. I don't know if he thought that was as funny as I did. But,
Oh gosh.
so I expect a call from HR at any time. And now this is proof. I just admitted it on the podcast. I'm
Well,
guilty.
you can't go by if they laugh or not because most engineers don't laugh.
No, they don't laugh. You don't know what's going on in their head. And it's like, are they
No.
trying to remember where they buried the last hooker? Or are they rewiring something or thinking about comic books? I don't know what they're doing.
And we'll never know, honestly.
No.
And it could be all the above.
I don't want to know what's going on in those guys' heads. That's how I know that I could never be a radio or a TV engineer because I'd have to hang around those people all day, and I don't know if I could do it, man.
And I want to take a quick break because I want to. I think I have a confession to make to you that I don't think I've ever made before.
Oh wow! Is this part of your 12 steps? Is this the 13th step?
No, there's only 12.
No. Okay.
So you know what the 13th step is, don't you?
No, I don't know what that is. What is that?
That's the unofficial step. That means you go to the meetings to troll for losers that are lost and tell them you want to be their sponsor.
Don't give me ideas, Mark, because I'm.
And then you end up trying to get them laid or get laid.
Or maybe you go there because that's a good place to go meet people to sell drugs to on the down low.
Yeah.
Because who are they going to tell?
Well, that might be the 14th step.
I'm using the internet. I'm thinking beyond these steps. All right, yeah, fine. Let's take a break before I go to prison.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
Well, I think I got a confession to make to you.
Please, are you still Catholic? That's a good question.
No, I'm not Catholic. Nope.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Well, hold on. Before you confess, I'm not sure you can if you're not Catholic anymore. There are rules.
Well, it's not that kind of confession. It's just basically just coming clean with something you may not know about me.
All right, Mark, I'm going to need you to face away from the camera. Mark and I do the show on a webcam so we can at least see each other. So I want you to treat me like I'm the priest, and I want you to kind of look in the other direction.
Okay.
And now, all right, you've just come into this could be a new segment on the show, the confessional. Don't
I
laugh.
have a lot
This
of
is
good
serious.
memories of the Catholic Church.
This is very serious. I don't want to. We'll get to those. We'll get to those.
No,
All right.
no, we're not. No,
let's,
I've already forgave him
all
and
right.
I moved on.
Okay. All right.
All right. I may or may not.
My son, please tell me what
Well,
your
I'm not
confession
sure
is.
how this works. You're going to have to tell me how this works.
All right, I'm going to say, my son, please tell me about your confession, what you may or may not have done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I did do this, but I'm not sure what this means.
You're looking at the camera. Look away.
Not once, but twice. Mm-hmm. I have dressed like a woman.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say something about the Catholic Church and altar boys. And whew.
No.
All right, hold on. Twice you've dressed. I would like to know more.
I know. That's what I was wondering. It's like,
Can you tell me, Mark, was this a sexual fetish that you were involved in?
No.
Was there any kind of sex involved at all?
No.
The story just got less interesting, Mark.
I was in eighth. The first time was I was in 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And if you remember, I don't know, because you and I, we have about 10 years apart. So a decade's a big deal. So
At least.
like nowadays, you I swear college kids come to your house and do trick-or-treating.
Yeah, well,
But
we used to get some teenagers, yeah.
when I was younger, once you got out
Everybody-
of middle school or right
Yeah.
at like 8th grade, you were it was an unofficial rule, but you were not allowed to trick or treat because if the high school kids seen you, you didn't look like you're an elementary school kid.
We're going to beat your ass.
Yeah, and they take your candy.
Yeah, exactly. And they should.
So my
That's-
mom comes
a
up
good
with
rule.
a brilliant idea
Oh, no.
for a costume.
Oh, honey, here's what we're going to do. You put on
So
this.
at this time, my mom was, you met my mom a few times, but back, you didn't
Yeah.
know her back in the day when she was moo size.
I'm not sure I can look at you in the camera again. I
Okay.
think we're still confessing here, Mark.
I'm
Don't look at the
gonna-
camera. And
So I'm in a blue flowered moo
okay.
and I have my, of course, back then there was no such thing as boxer briefs. So I
So
had
you-
the tidy whities.
That's better than free balling, but okay. It's good.
And then I had a bra on with grapefruits from the backyard.
Let me tell you something about Mark. He's a hairy, hairy man. How hairy were you back then?
Back
Because I
then?
could just assume you were a Sasquatch then.
It was just starting, but like, you know, you get like nobody else has had this, I'm sure, except for werewolves. But it's like the hair was not, the beard wasn't growing. It was like a pencil thin hair, but then there was all this hair starting to grow like out of your chest and up to your neck.
Yep, Sasquatch. That's what. Yeah, I can imagine Mark looking like a Sasquatch with a bowl haircut.
And-
that's Mark.
Well, there's no bowl haircut back then. Hair
just
was
now.
down to here, so I didn't even need a wig or wear a wig.
Shoulder length. So you were kind of a. This reminds me of my favorite Homer Simpson quote when he was trying to purposely gain pounds to get to 300 pounds so he could go on disability, and he was outgrew all of his clothes, so he's walking around the mall, and the sales guy says, "What can I do for you, sir?" And he says, "Hey, I need something for the huskier gentleman." He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't think we have the tent stores down that way, sir." So they take him around looking at clothes, and they're giving him all these options, and they're all good options. And he says, "Well, I don't want to look like a weirdo. Let's just go with a moo-moo." And that's what he did the rest of the show. Walked around in a moo-moo. So that's you. You're Homer Simpson in a moo-moo.
They're very comfortable, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
I did find comfort in them.
I believe it.
So that was the first time. Now,
Does it get weirder on the second time?
might be, but it was for a charity.
Oh well.
They had a womanless beauty
I
pageant.
used to say things like that too. Yes, go ahead.
A womanless beauty pageant. For charity. And
Because but are you in the fucking Elks Lodge? Why would you be
and this
doing
was in
this?
Columbus, Mississippi. No, this was
Okay.
for a charity, and I was a contestant. The manager of the local J.C. Penney, which gave us all the clothing.
Now, for those of you listening, J.C. Penney used to be a department store. Have ChatGPT explain that to you. What a department store was.
And then, and then some other people, bartenders, all kinds of different mayor, all kinds of people
Right.
involved. And do you remember when we used to have that contest we used to do a womanless beauty pageant where we had people dressing up to win
No.
prizes. They would.
Did we do that in
yeah,
Georgia?
Hooters.
I don't remember that at all.
I would have figured you would have loved that.
Was I drinking at Hooters because they would give us pictures of beer.
Guys we had a rear view mirror, and the guys had to put their makeup on in a rear view mirror.
I have no memory of that
And
whatsoever.
then they had to diaper water balloons.
I was 2 pitchers in by the time this all happened. Is what I'm
But
thinking.
yeah, so
and
I was
as
wearing
usual.
evening wear, a two-piece swimsuit.
All right, before you get too descriptive, please don't. How did you do? How did you place?
I came in third. Behind the
Wow.
bartender was one of these guys.
Yeah, muscle guy.
Yeah, so
Who
the girls
won?
loved him. Period.
Who won? The gay guy? The gay guy win?
No, he was no. I don't think he was gay. But
No.
no,
Well,
not,
they don't
not
have
the way
gay
he
people.
was
No, I forgot.
rocking
They don't
into his
have
phone numbers that night.
They don't have gay people in Mississippi. I totally forgot.
They do. They're closeted,
Exactly.
except along the coast.
Right. That's Florida down there. Biloxi's Florida.
It was West Florida.
Yeah, it's all the way to Texas.
Yeah,
true.
West Florida.
All right, Mark. Is that? Do you have anything else to confess to me today
No, that
while
was
we're
it. I
in
just
the
was wondering
confession
what
booth?
so that is that. Well, no, because I was just
No, that
wondering
doesn't
what that
count
was
at
trying
all.
to relate.
No, nothing.
Not
No.
going to happen.
The clothes don't really do it. As you can see on the camera, I'm wearing a T-shirt right now, and yeah, I think this is from a car event that I went to. It says the Georgia. What does it say? What does it say? Can you read that?
Oh, the Georgia
Georgia
half-mile shootout.
That's right. Yes, we did that up in the mountains with a bunch of fast cars on a runway.
Clayton,
That's-
Georgia.
Yes,
Heaven's Landing,
Heaven's Landing. Yes,
2015. That was a good year.
I did not see the Lord when I was there.
I
was
got
looking.
divorced in 2015. It was a great year.
Oh, happy times. That's the first time. 2015. That's the second brand new car I ever bought. It was a good year for me as well.
That was the first time you ever seen me smile in a long time. That I went and sober.
Sober smile.
There's a band name.
I'm gonna put that in. Oh, would you like to go? I've got some new band names.
Yes.
While we're here.
Sober
let me
Smile.
put-
That's a good name.
my boss in Atlanta called me today. She had one.
She's participating now?
Oh, yeah. She'll text me all the time. The Stain Gang was her contribution today. And she said she would tell me the story, but it would have to be on the phone. She couldn't text it to me.
Oh,
and I'm like,
nothing
wow.
in writing.
I'm not interested. This month we've also got diminutive Japanese bodyguards, kind of a long one. Preventative bush. I don't know what that. That's a good one. Tent hike. The offensive crayons. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Baby shit green. Here's a band that's going to open for Baby Shit Green. Suspicious cold sores. That's
I like
one. Yeah. We've got. This is bad. This is not mine. Who did this? No, this is mine. Shit. A maroon miscarriage. I don't remember that. I don't remember writing that. It says I wrote it though. I did write this one. The Black Irish.
Yes.
That's a good band. That's probably actually a band. That only plays.
I bet you there is a Black Irish out there somewhere.
Taylor wrote long ass femurs, and her other contribution the other day was sex noise notice.
That's good.
It's a good one. Did we get back in February? We had Circle of Karens. I know we've done this. I'm going to say it again for comedy. Chakra Khan. Because that's the best one in a while.
Yes.
Chakra Khan. I forget who came up with that. Fuck Shack. That's another one. Casual Whistler. There's Bursting with Antics. That's a good one too. Designer Meat Boutique. I don't hate that one. Gentrified Butcher Shop. Heavy Bed User. These are all Taylor. And Free 99 Diaper right next to Disingenuous Hugs. We'll end on that one. There's your possible band names list.
I got
New
one
additions.
for you that might work somehow.
Go ahead.
Cat cone.
Cat Cone.
Or cat in a cone.
How about just Cat Cone? All right, that's it. So let me guess, your cat has been to the vet.
Yes, that's we just got back from it.
Dare I ask?
Yeah.
All right. What happened, Mark?
It's an anal gland issue.
Oh, for Christ's
Leave
sake,
it right there.
You know what? I knew. I wish I didn't ask.
Did you know only 1% of cats have anal gland issues?
Hold on. I'm a racing cat cone, and I'm at an anal gland issue. That's way better.
Do you know that? Only
Gland.
1% of cats have anal gland issues. You know how many times she's had one now? Twice.
Wow. What are you doing to that cat?
Hey, man. I'm not involved.
I wouldn't admit to anything either if I were you. Should we take a break on anal gland issue? I think we should.
Yes, I think we should.
I need to regroup. Don't look at me.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
Dude, can you do me a favor? Can you just repeat the phrase to me? Welcome back to Microwave Personality with Erica and Mark.
Sure. Welcome back to Microwave Personality with Erica and Mark.
Thanks, Cove. He's already better than you.
Let's see if he'll go and scour things.
Oh, you
I'm
kidding me?
not going to call you out on that. Because
Oh, my God.
All you do is ask him to do, give me 4 things to talk about today to podcast, and I'll have it back in about 4 minutes, not even.
I'm going to do it right now. Hey, Cove, give me about 4 topical things that are interesting to talk about in a podcast. Nothing political, nothing crazy, just maybe some generally funny kind of kicker type stories. While Mark goes ahead and does his thing. Go ahead.
First, weird food combinations people swear by. Then, unusual holidays like National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. How about bizarre world records? And lastly, funny pet stories. Those always get laughs.
All right, Mark.
Hey,
let's see if you can.
You know what I'd rather do is, why don't we ask Cove if he can give us a winner for a Darwin Award?
A winner? How would Cove do that?
I don't know. Do you remember when you did the Darwin Awards?
Yeah. Do you want me to ask him for a dumb way someone died?
Yes,
Yes,
if he'll do it.
that's
I
what
don't think
I'll
he'll
do.
do it.
All right.
I think
Hey, buddy, can you do me a quick favor? Can you give me a quick story from the news about a dumb way that somebody died? You know, if you're familiar with the Darwin Awards, just give me a quick story like that. And any random thing. He's thinking about it.
I couldn't find anything recent, but a classic Darwin Award story involves a guy who tried to rob a vending machine by tipping it over and ended up getting crushed. It's a bit dark, but definitely fits the Darwin Award theme.
That's pretty good, Mark.
It does.
Can you?
does.
Is Mark funnier than Cove? Please, on to you, Mark. What do you got for all of us here that my phone can't do? Huh?
I want you to think about something.
Yes.
Think about my hand,
Oh, hey. Whoa. Where are we going with this?
and then remove all the outside fingers and focus more in the middle.
On the one finger?
Yes.
Ah, I see what you mean.
You know where I stole that line?
No, I do not.
From Desperate Housewives.
Wow. I'm not sure I would have taken it that far, Mark, and admitted that.
That's what we watch daily. That's,
So,
not the
all
Real
right.
Housewives. Different
Hold on.
story.
I have a quick story about a famous line that I just learned this week where the line originated. And I've been saying this for 20 years. We used to say this, Fast Eddie from the Ron Around show that I used to work with at the TV station. We used to pick on this one guy at work whose name was Michael. I'll just say it. His name was Michael. He knows who he is. And Michael would say and do many dumb things. To the point where we would all just kind of stop and just let him go until the stupid got so thick in the room that even he realized it. So one day, Michael is telling one of his long, nonsensical, stuttering stories. And finally, Eddie says, Michael, can you do me a favor? I want you to go upstairs to the refrigerator, up in the break room, right over there around the corner. Go to the break room. There's a refrigerator up there. You've seen it. Open up the door. And on the top shelf of that refrigerator, there's going to be a pitcher. And I want you to get the pitcher out and set it on the table. And then go over to the cabinet, and I want you to get a glass out of there. I want you to put the glass down on the cabinet, the biggest glass you can find. And then I want you to go back and pick up the pitcher, and I want you to pour yourself a nice glass of shut the fuck up. And it turns out that was something The Rock used to do when he was on wrestling, when he was on WWF.
Oh, really?
Long time ago.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Conan O'Brien do a on his podcast. I love the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend podcast, and he's talking about one of his writer buddies that he used to work with, either at Saturday Night Live or The Simpsons, and whenever somebody, I think it was when he was writing at The Simpsons, and he said whenever nobody was impressing him, he would just look at them and he would just say, "Hey, Corey, why don't you just go pour yourself a nice tall glass of shut up juice." So that's where that. So Corey eventually left The Simpsons and became a writer for WWF, which I don't know how to tell you this, Mark. Wrestling is fake and they have writers.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that he and The Rock wrote together. He stole Conan's line with the whole shut up juice thing, and then The Rock and him made it like this big thing. That whole line came from Conan O'Brien. It was his insult to all of his writers when they would suck. That's where that came from. And this story has been brought to you by my ADD. That's all I got to say about that.
I love Conan. He's funny. He was always funny.
He's he just got inducted into whatever the heck it was, and I need to watch that. But his Conan Needs a Friend podcast has been so funny. He had Danny McBride on recently from the Righteous Gemstones. Who else did he have on that was so good? I've watched so many of them recently. It's kind of consuming my life.
I
Conan's
liked
very
him,
funny.
and I liked what's the British guy, or is he British or Australian? Dark-haired guy, Colin Ferguson, maybe.
Colin Ferguson?
Is there somebody? Yeah. It would have been like the late show. It's like the one that comes on well after everybody's.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
I've been seeing clips of him on
Well,
Facebook, and
actually,
he is so funny.
I think he's Canadian.
And he's just quick. He's like, and that's what I liked about the redhead guy. There was just so quick
Conan.
on his
Yes.
feet. Conan, yeah.
Yes, Conan's very funny.
And I listen to what's his name a little bit now, every once in a while, and he's I don't know what happened to him.
What's his name, huh?
Dave
Oh,
Letterman. He's horrible.
Is he?
Yeah, it's a horrible show.
He's got that show on Netflix that I haven't seen.
It's horrible. It's really bad. It's like it's very political and very angry, and I don't. It's just like unless that's the way he's always been. He just was a smart aleck, and he was funny.
Well, yeah, but he's always been kind of a nasty guy.
But you know what? People were
he did get in
for
trouble.
Him. He might be running for himself now.
He did get in trouble for banging some of the interns at one point.
Was he one of those?
Memory. Yeah, he's one of those. Yeah. But he was one of those Matt Lauers, but he didn't get canceled, unlike Matt Lauer got canceled.
Yeah, well, it's never the message; it's the messenger.
Well, Dave kind of came out and said, he's like, yeah, it's been embarrassing, that all these things may or may not have happened, but I've taken responsibility for it. It's between the show and my attorneys and the person and the people who were affected, and nobody else's business, and kind of a double middle fingers to everybody else who's got something to say about it.
Yeah.
And that's how you don't get canceled. If you want to get canceled, you have to agree to be canceled. That's what nobody understands about being canceled. You have to say, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to go away now and pretend."
Yeah,
that
well,
I'm
when he pulled that thing on
it.
there like that, I said, "Why are you doing that for?"
Right.
Any lawyer will tell you, "Shut up. We'll figure that out."
Look at Matt and Trey, the guys who do South Park. To this day, they're doing South Park, insulting everybody from Scientology down, and no one can cancel them because they don't care. No. And that's how you just don't get canceled. Just don't care.
Yeah.
You just look at them and just say,
anybody that doesn't care, that doesn't get canceled.
Right, and it's kind of like we used to tell people that didn't like our morning show when we were in Georgia. We would just say, "Oh, you don't like it? Well, there's two buttons on your radio. One turns the volume down and the radio off, or it changes the station. Use one of those two buttons, and just go live your life. I don't care what you do."
Yeah, I never understood the cancel culture because I remember we had that kind of stuff going on in radio, and everybody's show had it at least. If you didn't have it, something was wrong.
Right. Yes.
And,
if you're not getting in trouble.
And not only were you rewarded for that, but from in ratings, but you just told them to mind your own. I was like, well, you know what? What are you doing this? When I was doing programming K-Rock, we had Stern. My kids were in a car and Stern said this. I said, why? Listen,
Are you unfamiliar with Howard Stern's work? That's what I would have said.
I said, I take my kids to the bus stop every day before I come to work. I said, you know what we don't have on while we're in the car? Howard Stern.
Right.
Because that's what a parent does.
Right. I like Howard Stern, but I don't want my kids to listen. So when they're in the car, we listen to something else.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
And they were like, well, why should I have to do that? Because you're a parent.
Right. Well, because there are people who want everyone else to cater to their life at the moment. And that's just not how things work. All right. Anyway, so we've already determined that Cove is more entertaining than you. Let's get back to you and whatever you had prepared for this hilarious segment. Go ahead.
Actually, I didn't have anything prepared.
Oh, well, certainly. Cove is ahead of you there, too, isn't he?
Well, I could easily just ask my phone the same question.
Mm-hmm. Could you? All right, go ahead. Let's see.
I don't know how to work it.
Yeah, I was going to say, the rest of us will wait while you read the instructions that you're going to have to Google.
I have to Google it, then I have to watch the video, then I have to pause it and...
Tune in next week to Erica and Mark, the phone call for Erica and Cove, the podcast. Because you might be replaced, buddy. You might be. The next time you go on one of your gay cruises or whatever you do, it's going to be me and Cove. Me and Cove are going to do a podcast.
Let's see if Cove knows how to get the thing up on the network.
Cove can figure it out.
And
I'll just ask him. Cove knows how to edit.
Ask Cove right now. Will you edit our podcast and put it up on on all the networks?
Oh, is that? Oh, okay. This is a hard thing you do every week, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right, let me see. Hey, Cove, if I were to provide you with the audio, is there a way that you could edit a podcast and then post it where I tell you?
I can't edit or post audio directly, but I can definitely help with tips on editing, software recommendations, or even ideas on where to post your podcast.
So just the tips, huh? All right, fine. Well, all right, Mark, you're not replaced yet.
You know, when everyone says just a tip, it's never the truth.
Sometimes it is. Doesn't always end that way, though, but I think we should end on that. That's what we should do. Because Mark has
Do
cracked
we even
himself up
bother with
again.
putting Tim Bob after this, or should we just may he rest in peace, or do we just leave
Why
him
don't
alone
you,
after that?
Why don't you give the people a week off from old Tim Bob, and let's just end it here and give everybody else the next 5 minutes of their life back. How about that?
Okay.
Can we do that?
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think you know who I'm talking to, Chris. I did this for you.
Bye.
Cove says bye.
Bye to everybody but Cove.
Don't hate Cove. Cost me $20 a month.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.